This pair of MaxForLive devices lets you trigger MIDI notes with live audio signals. It's really good for generating dynamic rhythms from organic sounds, or if you want a quick and easy way to layer things. So you just drag the trigger device onto an audio track or a MIDI track, then put your receiver on a MIDI track and you can sync the two to each other. You can sync multiple receivers to one trigger, but in this case we'll just keep it simple and put a little transient loop on the trigger track, which you will see with that yellow line on the scope there, and then an operator on the MIDI track that we'll be able to hear our MIDI output on. You can gain the audio signal just to make it easier to look at in the scope, and then your note on threshold sets when the MIDI triggers are going to happen. The note off threshold in dynamic mode lets you set how long that note will play out for, with the note only stopping when the audio signal goes below that note off threshold. Or you can have it in fixed mode where it will just re-trigger with the same length every time. The device also puts out dynamic velocities to the receiver, depending on how far above the note on threshold the trigger signal goes. Or you can just set your velocities to be fixed. And then you just got these controls for how to monitor the incoming audio, and a little box for setting the note that gets output by the device. It doesn't track pitch or anything because I wanted this to be low latency and good for rhythmic stuff, which I'll now demonstrate with a couple of examples. In this first demo, I've got my trigger device on this audio track with a sample of some raindrops. As I bring down the note on threshold, you'll see how it triggers operator, which I've got set up on my MIDI track with the receiver device. I'm using Ableton's random and scale devices to generate some random melodies, while the audio to MIDI devices control the rhythm and the velocities. Next up, I've got this example with a breakbeat and a bass on another MIDI track. Obviously with breaks you spend a lot of time rearranging stuff, and to have your bass rhythm follow automatically is quite useful. And in this case I've got velocity mapped to the filter cutoff. I've also got the velocity being sent to this flanger with an expression control, all following that original breakbeat signal. For this last example, I'm going to be doing some weird vocal triggers just to demonstrate that it can be used in like a live setting, probably in more creative ways by someone else. But yeah, initially I'll just play this kick with a bass loop that I've already got. And when I recorded this, I just sent vocals in with my MacBook microphone. monitoring off. I'll turn monitoring on in a second. Just note how velocity is changing quite a lot depending on the amplitude of the input signal, and the notes are being sustained quite nicely. You can see why I don't monitor when I'm doing this. Like I say, this isn't really something I do, but it could be used in cool ways in a performance, I think. So yeah, check out these two devices on Gumroad, the links in the description, and leave any feedback in the comments, or if there's any issues, yeah, leave a comment or reach out to me on Gumroad or on the MaxForLive library page for the device, which I'll also leave a link for. And yeah, cheers.